All right, everyone. Welcome to the Elite Podcast. My name is Jason, and I got a very special guest with me right now. My really good friend Brock. I've been friends with this guy for what 8 years now.
Yeah.
And Brock is he's like a brother to me. He's just that guy. And Brock's story, I'm going to give you guys the basics of it, the logistics of what I see Brock's story as, and I'll let him share it for you. But Brock has been, when I first met Brock, he got to Prescott, Arizona, and he was killing it at a job he was at, just morning till night, going as hard as he could. And I remember when I was talking to people about how Brock was going to be very, very successful in life. Um, People looked at me and said, "Oh, that dude ain't got that dog in him like you think he does." And I said, "I see myself in that guy." And he not only does he have that dog in him, but he's going to be doing big, big things. And here we are, 8 years later,
Yeah.
and I can. I've helped mentor him. I've helped been there for him. I've been in business with them. I'm in business with them, and I've seen this guy go from uh, nothing besides a backpack to where your life's at today. I'm not going to share his story or share his business or his finances or anything else, but I can tell you, uh, I wish I was where he's at when I was his age, and it's been just a crazy, crazy story. And he's a, like I said. Anyways, tell us about yourself, Rock.
Well, thanks for having me, man. And I didn't know I was coming here today to share my testimony, but I'm grateful to be here. And like you said, man, it's been I'm moved to Prescott this year will be 9 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and 12, 17, that was my clean date. And that's why I moved to Arizona. When Jason says I moved here with nothing but a backpack, that's literally the truth. Like that's not even an exaggeration. And when I first got here, um, I had to do what I had to do, and I was, because of who you are and the reputation and legacy you had before I got here. When I came to the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous, and everybody, I never seen you, but everyone talked about this guy, Jason, 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 and I was like, man, where is he though? It's like I don't see him around, and then you started coming to meetings when I would catch you when I was, when we would be at the same one at the same time, and early on, man, you were always somebody I looked up to, and wanted to be like, because I didn't when I got here, um, coming from nothing and having nothing, like I didn't know that it was possible for somebody like me to to amount to anything or to get stuff. I never seen that before in my life. Um, and then meeting and knowing you and growing with you and watching you grow, uh, um, I seen that those things were possible. I seen that recovery was possible, stability was possible, um, financial responsibility was possible. You know what I'm saying? I never, um,
But it didn't come easy, right?
no,
Because
absolutely not.
here's what I've been learning over the years, man, and that's why I respect the hell out of you, is everybody wants what we have.
Yeah,
Everybody wants
absolutely.
what they have, but what they're not willing to do is the sacrifice we had to do to get there.
And the work
And
that it takes.
the work, the
Absolutely.
getting up early when nobody else is up, the
Yeah.
going as hard as you can,
Working late.
working late, like
Yeah.
nonstop, right?
Your wife, your
Uh,
girl, whoever,
we were just on vacation together. We went to
Utah.
Zion, Utah,
Yeah.
and it was crazy because I remember standing outside at 100 and something degree weather with
Yeah.
you walking circles around the parking lot of the Airbnb and me walking circles around the parking lot of the
Working.
Airbnb, handling work on our phone while we were on vacation. It doesn't stop, right? It's
Never.
24/7. Get up,
24/7.
go.
Yep.
Get up and go.
At home in Utah, wherever we're at, that's what we got to do,
That's
you
what you
know?
got to do, and I think that work ethic, and I think a lot of people would be a lot farther in life today if they had the work ethic that we have to put in, or you have to put in. I'm not, and anybody can do it. It's not just, this isn't just something special that me and
Yeah.
you learned.
Right.
Anybody can do it. You just got to be willing to do it.
Well, and just by that experience, and coming into the rooms and seeing all sorts of people, it isn't for everybody, and that's one thing that
And
I've
that's okay.
yeah,
That's okay too. If you got like the 9 to 5 or whatever,
yeah,
I call it the 9 to 5 trap. Just because I can't be locked in a cage like that.
yeah,
But other people, it's okay if that's what you want and that's what your life is. But I think it's going to revolve back down to our childhoods, the way we are, why we are, who we are.
absolutely, yeah,
And
yeah,
when you come from nothing, like we've come from, like nothing,
right,
and we are at where we're at now, I think it's some more of a bigger fear or more of a bigger trauma
yeah,
wound that's deep inside
right.
that still tells us in our head, we got to get up.
And I think there's there's millions of people that are the same way. It's just I think there's a certain characteristic about people like me and you that use our past, our childhood. We don't live in it. It's
Hmm.
not like it doesn't really define us, but we use it as like this fuel. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like almost I believe that genuinely it's a superpower. A lot of people would think that what we've been through and what has happened to us in life is like a negative.
It's not.
I think it's actually a positive. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on your perspective and how you look at it.
Well, I was going to call this episode "Breaking the Chains,"
Yeah,
because of how the chains have been broken in your generation of your family and what you're doing with your wife and your kids right now, and what you're doing with your life, and what I've done with my wife and my family and my kids is
absolutely.
we're breaking those chains of the poverty. We're breaking the chains of the lostness, the without Christ, you know, the just to sit back and everything's going to be okay type
Yeah,
of uh, lifestyle that we were told, and like I
it's what we were
can't.
taught
It's what we were taught
to
is
accept
to accept.
where that this is all you can have.
Yeah.
This is this little small amount, this little square. Don't try to step out of it. Bad things happen to
I,
people.
I heard
You know.
something the other day, man, and I'll let you get back to your story. And it stuck so hard with me that I knew they were talking to me, and I know they were talking to you too. Is I don't play the game to play the game.
No, play
I
to
don't
win.
play the game. I don't even play it to win no more.
Yeah.
I play it to dominate.
Yeah. Right.
I started with one store. I ended up having 20. I
Exactly.
started with one treatment center. I have 12.
Yeah.
I started with building a couple spec homes. Now I'm trying to build neighborhoods.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You started with one truck and trailer.
Yeah.
Now you have how many?
6.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You
Exactly.
started with making the money from there, investing it into different
Right.
entrepreneurships and hustles and everything else, right?
Yeah.
I'm not playing anymore to and that's okay. And I think I know you're on the same track because I know you. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know you. I talk to you all the time.
Every day.
And I'm playing to dominate.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that in a way of like I need more money or anything else like that. It's like I need it in a way of like that's just how I want to play. And
I think it stops at a certain point. I don't think it's exactly about the money. It's about the I think it's like it evolves into like you helping people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like creating jobs, creating I mean you're part of the economy at a certain point. If you're moving 50, $100 million around a year, you know how many it's not just the money you get to keep off of that. Think about all of the other people that get to feed their families off of that.
I don't make $50
I'm
million
not
a
saying you
year.
make
You know
it.
what I
I'm
mean?
saying just like in
Yeah.
revenue in moving money. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Like that's what I'm saying is I'm not saying that's what you make. I'm just trying to, for example, is like every
No,
business that you turn, everything that it touches, and everyone that it employs.
Well, think about, in one of my companies, and I know you have the same in employees, or you have a lot of employees and you go through a lot of this stuff. But in one of my companies, I have over 100 employees.
Exactly.
And they rely on me.
Exactly.
They trust me to make sure their checks there every month.
Yep.
They want to be able to advance their self and what they're doing. That's just one company. I have another company, 65 employees. I have another company,
Exactly.
50 employees. I have another company. So there's hundreds of people that are relying on us to get their checks to them,
Yeah. Well,
right?
there's
To make sure
thousands of
their
people.
families are taken care of, to make
Exactly.
sure. Anyways, we'll go back to your story, but like I said, man, uh, I don't play the game like you don't. We don't play the game anymore like that,
Right.
and then it's a good thing because we're going to be able to help so many
Right.
more.
Well, and it comes back to, again, my story is like I'm 31, you just turned 45.
Whoa, 44, man! Don't
Yeah,
put me out there
44,
like that.
44. Sorry, my bad,
Damn,
my
dude.
bad. I'm at 43,
Yeah,
right?
43, man,
Yeah,
42.
yeah, all right. But that's what I'm saying is like I was even thinking about that yesterday, and I was like, man, like I am so lucky. Like you said, like you were
Hmm.
like, man, I wish I was your age, and uh, um, yeah, man, I feel so blessed, and like I don't even deserve it some days,
Yeah,
being 31 and just the things that I've done so far, and just there's this. I feel like some days I feel like I'm most days, 99% of the time, I feel like I'm way behind. I feel like I'm and I think part of it too is because you are my best friend, and it seems like every accomplishment I have is like this compared to you know what I'm saying to you, but
yeah.
not in a bad way. And
But
some days
I'm your biggest cheerleader.
100%,
Like
but
I'm literally in the background and I'm rooting for you. It's some we talk about it all the time. Haters, man, they're out there, right?
oh yeah,
And what I've realized over the last couple years, man, is people love to encourage you as you're doing it. But once you get better than them,
yeah. Well,
then
once
they
you make
start
it,
once you make
yeah,
it, and then they start hating on you more.
100%.
And it's like, and it's crazy because if you got better than me, dude, and now I want you to, I'm sitting in the background doing backflips watching you,
Yeah,
dude. I'm like,
right,
yes, I'm on the
yeah.
sideline cheering because I've been there through the struggle,
Well,
from the backpack to the problems, uh, to the marriage, to when I was your best man at your wedding. I was there. You know what I mean?
right,
I got to hug you and your beautiful wife,
yeah,
and hold your kids. You know what I
yeah.
mean? To uh, your business, to building your house, to everything you've done, man. And like this isn't just no. This is why we do this show, man. This is a comeback story. This is a comeback
It's
from
real.
the kid from Wisconsin showed up to Prescott with a backpack, and he's able to change his life through his relationship with Christ. Dude, I baptized you. I was
Yeah,
there. You know what I
literally,
mean?
yeah.
I might have peed in the water before you got in, but I
I can
was
taste
there.
it.
You know
I
what I
can taste
mean?
it.
But it's 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 the story, dude.
Yeah,
And I watched you do the struggle, and you didn't need my help. I was there and I helped in every cut out way, but I watched you figure it out. What
yeah,
most people would have quit on that day,
yeah.
Brock figured it out.
100%.
And he was like, "This is what I'm gonna do." We just went through this the other day, and you had to fire your best guy. And I told you sometimes you got to fire your best guy to save your company.
Absolutely.
And now your company's even thriving more.
Well, and again, like I said, coming into this area and meeting, because everything is I didn't do anything alone. First and foremost, like you said, I like God, Jesus Christ is
Hmm.
is the reason. You know what I'm saying? I would not be here, sitting in this chair talking to you, if it wasn't for Him. And and I know that, and I was able to learn that early on in my recovery.
Hmm.
And not every day I remember that, but I try to always put that first. But again, coming into the rooms and meeting and getting to know people like you uh, is an inspiration. Because I don't think, and I was trying to explain this to you the other day when we were talking. I don't think I naturally would have done certain things or had the confidence to do things that I've done without seeing someone like you do it first. And like you said, it's like there's so many setbacks. Like I just had one recently. Like, dude, 2 weeks ago I wouldn't have been able to. I think I was supposed to be here 2 weeks ago, but I was busy working in my business. I own a spray foam insulation company, and I lost a bunch of guys, and I had to spray, and
Oh,
I've had
that's not a bad thing.
no,
That's not a bad thing because you got to do as an owner for your company. No one's gonna work your business like you will. You're gonna always have to work it. Well, that's the number one rule I told you, right?
yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. It's your baby. It's your company. You're the one that's got to get up every morning. You're the one that's got to handle it. You're the one that's
Yeah.
got all the responsibility.
No one else cares.
Nobody else is going to do it for you. If you don't do it, you might as well kiss it goodbye.
Exactly. Well, and I was actually again, I was thinking a lot about this podcast, and I was thinking about coming on here and what I wanted to say, and I wasn't exactly sure what to expect, and I was thinking about that in itself. There's a lot of struggles. Of there's a lot of reasons almost daily to quit.
Mm-hmm.
Loss, there's so many setbacks. One of my guys broke like the most expensive window in this dude's house, last week. And, I get a call. It's like, hey man, you owe me $2,500. And it's like, that's more than what I made on that job,
Yeah.
and it's just, and when you have multiple crews, some days those things get compounded.
Yeah.
It's not just that one guy that one day. Your other guy sunk his truck. Your other guy rear-ended a guy. It's just like you're constantly under test to basic. I think it's to see like your grit. I think it's. I don't know if I wouldn't say God's testing us or anything, but it's like we have to go through these things in life, recovery, relationships, business. You have to go through these things because I heard this guy say one time, the person that gets rewarded is the person you become through the pain, the struggles, the setbacks,
The
the
ruthlessness.
loss.
Yeah.
It's not me today that gets the fruits of our labor.
Right.
It's me a year from now that gets it for being the guy today that bites down, nose to the grindstone, and goes through those kinds of problems.
Yeah.
Daily.
That's why I said I had somebody you were there. We talked about it, but we were coming out of a meeting one day, and it's been a couple years now, and the guy hit me with after the meeting. He was like, "Man, I admire you so much. I just want to be like you." And I was like, "Why?"
No, you don't.
And he said, and you get it because we talk about it all the time, but he said, "Oh, you got the truck, you got the wife,
Yeah.
you got the house." And I said, "But you don't understand. That's why I said most people want what we have, but are they willing to sacrifice what we've had to sacrifice to get it? And the sacrifice is going as hard as you can." Dude, how many nights have you laid in bed, Brock, wondering what tomorrow is going to bring?
Last night.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What tomorrow is going to bring and how you're going to succeed at that.
Right.
The dedication, the routine, everything you have to do this. And everybody's like, "Oh, it's I admire the people." Actually, I don't admire them. The people that got it easy in this and made it through it all easy, our lives built us to where we are at today. Like you were saying, your childhood got you to where you're at today, so you can have the relentlessness and the ruthlessness and the
drive
to continue to move forward. The guy that had it easy, a good job, man. I'm happy for you.
Good for you.
Good for you. But when life shows up, guess what?
Yeah. You're gonna fold.
I show back up.
Yep.
No matter what tomorrow looks like. I seen a thing on Kobe Bryant the other day, man, and Kobe Bryant was after he lost one of the finals or something, another basketball player came into the gym 2 days later. Kobe just lost the finals or whatever, and he was like, "I'm gonna be the first person in the gym
tomorrow."
And he said he got there and Kobe Bryant was already done.
Yeah.
And I think Kobe Bryant went to win how many championships after that?
Yeah.
But he said Kobe Bryant was already done.
Right.
He was already done working out. He'd already had his knees iced. He was
By the time he
already,
just showed up.
by the time he had just showed up, and he was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
That's that drive. That's that killerness. That's that dog that I told everybody Brock has. I said, that dude has it, man. I know he has it because I could see it in him.
Yeah. Well, and it didn't start out. So I mean, I did what I had to do. I didn't come in right away and start a business or anything. And I had a job. I came in. I was washing dishes. That was the first job I could get. To be honest with you, like literally 8 years ago today.
Was it Golden Corral?
No, it was Prescott Station.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was where Red Wine Brew is now on Gurley over
with Will.
there.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So that was my first job. Everybody in there is all jacked up on kratom, and it was crazy, man. You know, but I did what I had to do, and you know, I washed dishes 7 days a week, and within the first 2 weeks, I got a construction job through the guy that because I didn't go through treatment or anything. I went into a halfway house because that's
all you could afford.
Well, actually, I couldn't afford anything. Believe it or not, the only reason I'm here is because, and I was thinking about this too, is the only reason I'm here is because a guy that you probably wouldn't expect, it was my old boss in Wisconsin, and he's not, you know, he's not like, he's a very successful man, you know, he's a very private guy, but he had a giving spirit, you know, and I was thinking about that. I was like, the only reason I'm here today is because he felt compelled to give. You know, he paid for a flight for me here. He paid for my my first week in the halfway house, and then he was like, "You're on your own. I don't know what nothing I could do." The plan originally is that I was supposed to be here for 3 to 6 months and then go back, because I was a good worker when I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, and I was clean. And that's why he wanted me to come back to work for him. But I just, you know, I never ended up doing that. My path was, and I knew shortly after I got here that my path was here. This is where I was supposed to be and stay, and I did. And but like I said, I worked a couple jobs, and I fell into the spray foam thing with the guy that I was washing dishes and hanging rain gutters. And for the first, you know, year, I mean, that's all I did, man. It's all I knew I could do. I was like, if I just work and I save and I do everything I can do to get out of that, you know. And I ended up falling into spray foam insulation with that same guy that I was hanging gutters for. I was trying to do all three, and you know, I kind of had to let the dishwashing job go.
No,
dude, it was hard. Like I think I shed a tear. I was like, man, that's like, you know, I'm making like $60, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need this job. I need this money, you know. And I think I even for a couple weeks I still worked on the weekends, like, you know, on like a Sunday night, because I just because I had that drive, you know. I was like, I need everything I can get. I need to utilize every second of time that I got, because I was 23, you know, when I got clean, and I had felt like I had wasted so much already, so much life, so much time, and that wasn't the reality. But so I learned that trade and industry from him, and then I ended up going and working for another guy who was actually really inspiring to me too, just because of his, you know,
he was you were his best guy,
yes,
and you sprayed more than almost everybody else that sprayed for him. And I remember when this situation happened, you were like, I think you went to him and you were just asked for like a little bit more money or something, right?
I wanted opportunity.
Oh, you wanted more opportunity.
I wanted for growth.
Yeah.
I wanted to be, dude, honestly, I wanted to be, I didn't even see myself at that time. And I was 25, you know, or 26. I didn't even see myself at that time owning a business at that point.
Best thing that ever happened to you though is
absolutely. He told me no.
He told you no.
Yeah.
So that's what I talk about sometimes with that 9 to 5, when you have that fight in you.
Yeah.
You got to
Well, it's not even the 9 to 5. I wouldn't say it was a curse, but it was security.
Yeah.
You know, it was comfort knowing that I trusted the person that I was working for,
Yeah.
and I trusted that I was going to have work tomorrow and for the next however long, and I think that's what I was, that kind of person. I had drive, I had hustle, I had all of those qualities
Hmm.
and traits, but I think it was because I was so young that I was going to do that for him,
Yeah.
and then I wanted to, because he was a good dude and he treated me
He's
right.
still he's still a good dude. I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah.
No, there's
Uh,
nothing wrong with
you
him
you're
telling me
you're one
no.
of his biggest competition now.
Yeah, yeah,
And when I see that, when somebody comes to us in our companies, or when they come to me and they're like, "Hey, man, I want this or I want that," I give them the opportunity, because when I see the fight in them, when I see that people want to better themselves,
yes,
I'm like, how can we help you do this?
absolutely.
I've never been mad at somebody giving me their notice for them going back to school or going
To
to
better themselves.
better
Yep,
themselves. I asked them, how can I encourage you on doing it?
right.
Now, if they want a spot, I think who is it? Grant Cardone says it all the time. That he wants all of his employees. He wants everybody to come work for him. Bring me what you got,
Yeah,
so you can make me more money. I want to help them help me make more money. That's what that guy missed out on.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely. Yep.
Is how do you? He should have gave you the opportunity, and I'm not knocking on what he did or anything else, but he
Yeah,
should have gave you the opportunity, and you guys both could have made. But now you're out there killing it,
Yeah.
murdering it, and
And
your competition to him. And that's just the truth about it. You know what I mean?
absolutely. And when you're gonna run across those kinds of people, no matter what,
Yeah,
you're not in a, and I'm dude. I have so much to learn about
yeah,
employees. I don't have nowhere near hundreds of employees, but what I am learning with the group that I got is, everybody has different goals. Everybody has different personalities. Everybody has different ideas and visions for where they want to go and what they want to be and who they want to be. Everyone's human,
yeah.
and I accept that now. And it's like, work with the ones that want to work with you, and the ones that
Yep.
don't fit. It, like, square peg in a round hole. When
Uh,
it's time to,
Wish him the
and
best.
I was the person, I always like wanted, because of that experience with him, I always wanted to be the guy that had like employees from the very beginning. Like, no matter what, like, I was way too understanding. I was way too lenient. I was a pushover, and that's what I became.
Hurt your company though.
Absolutely it hurt me.
Yeah.
It wasn't even financial. It was like I would get so attached to people, and I think that was part of my childhood,
Yeah.
my trauma. Maybe it was like I would get so attached to this guy. Like, he's been here for so long and he's done so much, and even though he lost me 10 grand last week, like, man, next week's gonna be better, you know.
Yeah, but don't ever lose that part. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Because that's the there comes a real
There's a
there's a
line.
line.
There's a
There's a
line.
real line
Yeah,
you got to walk, right?
yeah,
And I'll help anybody, dude.
yeah.
Like, as long as you're willing to help yourself, I'll
Right.
give you advice. I'll point you in the right direction.
Yeah,
I'll talk with you. I'll give you the shirt off my back. But the minute you try to take it,
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
gonna have a problem.
Well, and that's kind of what ended up happening. And again, that's why I was, up
Yeah.
till about 2 weeks ago, I was in a suit and mask, is because like that's what it evolved into. It was like I'm no longer like asking for it. It's like, you're gonna give this to me or else.
Oh yeah.
It's like, all right, well,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
gonna have to.
get the mask out, because
Yeah,
here I
I
come.
don't think you know where I came from.
Yeah, I came from the streets, man. We'll do it all. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
so
I wake up at 4 o'clock. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
ain't
I
nothing.
start spraying at
Yeah.
4:30.
Yeah, I mean, I could sit behind a computer. I could, spray foam. I could do
Yep, yep.
whatever. It doesn't matter, as long as, and that's just how I am. Is like, as long as I feel like I've moved. I call it moving the needle. Like, did I do anything today that moved the needle forward, or sped
It's
me
it's
up, or
it's. I always tell you, man. There is no middle ground in life. Either you're going backwards or you're going forward.
yeah.
What are you
Well,
doing?
so part of that too is so what I've recently, and it's also pivoting,
Yeah, pivot.
making.
Pivoting is a huge part
Yeah.
of business.
Yeah, so we have ideas all the time, and I think constantly. I constantly am. Dude. I think, and you too, man. Yeah, like, it's all we do is think. Like, if our eyes are open, I mean, it's just like, well, how am I gonna do this, or how am I gonna make this move, or how am I gonna change this, or how am I gonna make this more efficient, or it's just like constantly trying to have a plan, and and then the second part of that is executing the plan that we do. But that plan ain't always great, you
No,
know.
no,
And I was
no.
just and I
I've failed more than I've won.
right and
But the ones I have won on, or the ones we have won on, or you won on,
yeah,
have been,
but you got to keep trying. And
yeah,
again, it's a muscle, you know. And I was what I'm doing now actually is I have, I think it's like bodybuilding, you know. You're like eating, eating, eating. You're like growing, and you're trying to do everything you can do to get bigger, right? And sometimes a lot of it's fluff,
you gotta get
you
rid of
know.
it. Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing now is like I'm cutting all the fat, you know. And but you don't go down to smaller than you were before. You go down to your muscle, and then you do it again, and it's just constantly you know, you're
So
forging
I heard
yourself.
a guy that I listened to, and he talked about it. He goes, "I respect the people that can say no more than they say yes,"
Yeah,
because he's got a book out. I forgot what it's called, but it's called. I know the book. It's called "Buy Back Your Time."
yeah,
And he said, "I respect the people that'll say no more than they say yes," and it makes 100%. You know, and I'm a huge believer in not stepping over dollars to pick up nickels and dimes.
right.
Right, so I step right over the dollar, and I'll end up grabbing some nickels and dimes off the floor.
Yep.
And if I say no more on, which I don't even like to say no, what I like to do is I like to point them in the right direction now. You know how
Yeah.
many business opportunities people bring to me on you know it, you're part of my crew, you're part of my life. How many business opportunities do people bring me weekly?
A
Uh,
dozen.
that want me to invest in their business, look into their business, see how I can help their business, how do I work with them, what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Or they just want to talk to me about their business and how they can better it, which is fine. And if I have the time, I do it, right? If you
Yeah.
have the time, you do it.
Yeah.
But I have to say no sometimes.
Right.
And that's where I'm learning to do now is say no more.
Right.
Another thing that you know it's been crazy is because we started this podcast, right? People are like, oh, you know what I
You're
mean?
goofy, man. You don't need to do
Yeah,
that.
my nose is too big, my stomach's too big.
Yeah.
What else? I got no time for this. I'm doing it for whatever. Uh,
Vanity or
the only
whatever.
thing I want to do this for is, and me, you talked about it multiple times, is making a change, man.
Yeah.
I want to help other people make a change. Now I have to say no on stuff when it comes to my business sometimes, and when it comes to what I'm doing. But I don't think it's hard for me to say no on helping people make a change, find God, fix their family.
Right.
I mean, families are dying right now, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
uh,
Well, just that whole dynamic
yeah.
in this generation, in this time
And
in the world. Yeah.
look at what and we're going to get onto that. Look what you did with your family, because this is called breaking the chains, right?
Yeah.
And one of the things that me and you have talked about hundreds of times is we're breaking the chains that we grew up with.
Right.
I see you as a dad to your daughters. I see it, dude. I'm like living it with you. You know what I mean? That's not the childhood you had, right?
No, not at all.
Uh,
Yeah, my dad was either at work or he was drunk, you know, and he wasn't there, you know, and when he was there, he was whooping my A, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So, yeah, and
I see what kind of husband you are to your wife.
right.
You lead them in the right way with God. You lead them in the right way with business, honesty,
Yeah.
integrity.
Yep.
You know what I mean? These are the things that hard work and dedication.
Yes.
Has your daughter or your wife ever seen you jacked up
Never.
on any kind of thing?
Never. Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? That's breaking the chains, man.
Absolutely. And again, so, you know, I never seen that before. I never experienced that. And I think it's important to let people know they're not alone, and how important it is to have a group and a network of people like you and me. We have a life group that we go to of other men who are, you know, good to their wives and they're loyal, and you know they care enough to go to a marriage group.
Well, we started a life group, and it's all businessmen or high-end
Exactly.
executives or whatever, and it all has, and it's basically of the everyday struggles, that stuff we go through.
Right.
Like, how is it running a multi-million-dollar business when you got a wife and 2 kids at home?
Right.
How is it your businesses will eat you, or your business or whatever will eat you alive if you let it.
Yeah.
You still have you still have your number one and number 2 responsibility should be your relationship with God and your family.
Absolutely.
Your business can come next, but they all three run hand in hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um,
It's like, which one are you feeding
which one are you
today?
feeding, and your
Yeah.
recovery? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
absolutely.
yourself. So these are the things you should do, right? So in
Well,
our
God and recovery are tied like
yeah,
together.
if you ain't good for yourself, then you ain't taking care of anything else. You
Exactly.
might as well just kiss your family goodbye. If I
Yeah.
start using drugs again, I'm gone.
100%.
Lock me out. That's what I tell everybody.
Yeah.
Don't call the cops because
Yeah.
Jason's on a hot one.
Yeah.
You know.
Do whatever you can do to get me to where I can't make any sort of decisions. So.
But your wife and kids, man. You just had another little girl. What, 8 months ago?
8 months ago. Yeah.
And I mean, she's a chunky baby,
Dude,
but she's
like
awesome,
I said,
dude.
she's like and we were talking about that this morning. She's growing out. She's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, might have to take her to the doctor and see
No,
we
she's
get her on a
fine.
diet plan. You know, so
She's fine, dude.
Yeah.
She's she's such a beautiful baby.
and that's been such a beautiful experience too, because I didn't like get clean and have kids right
Mhm.
away, and I kind of followed a similar path to you, where it took a few years to kind of make sure I had the right one, and and honestly, like I said, I worked for security, and I worked to make sure I had a solid foundation for them, and I think in the beginning, I think it was more. I always wanted kids. I always wanted love my family, and I love my babies. I think before we had my first daughter, Riley, um, I was so afraid. I was so afraid of. I think, did I pick the right wife? Do I have enough money? Do I have enough everything? I was so scared for the unknown, and that's again, that spreads throughout my whole life and my whole story. um but it happened, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I don't think I would be as good of a husband and as good of a father, if I didn't have the experience in recovery. And I feel like business has I employees are like kids.
Yeah.
My because I have construction workers, so it's like a lot of them didn't have a good dad, and
Yeah.
and I feel like I had employees before I had kids, and learning to manage them, and learning to like be compassionate and be understanding, and be forgiving has helped me a lot, and
I think that's a good boss, though, man. I think I don't, like I said, I have a ton of employees. I don't know all of them. I don't know,
yeah, well, yeah,
you know what
not
I mean.
anymore,
I don't even know some of their names or anything else, and that's not because I don't want to.
well,
It's
you
just
can't.
because I
Yeah,
can't. But
yeah.
the people that are around me, I try to minister into their life as much as I can. I know you try to do that with yours too, because I've seen some of them, and I know some of them, and I
Yeah.
talk with them. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's the great thing about a good boss, right? It's
Yeah.
like, how do you better your employees? All the people around me. I just broke a deal with Amanda, who's our producer here, and she's CEO of one of our companies, and she does a bunch of stuff. And and we'll talk about her and her husband too, because me and you are going to team up on some stuff with her husband
Yeah.
and our other friend Danny.
Right.
But how do you get them to where they want to be? And I was telling you about, I told Amanda, if business opportunities that I want, I'll push to her.
Right.
She can use my finances. She can do whatever she wants with it. If she figures out the deal and just cuts me in and manages it herself,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Because
Like,
you're not doing the work.
I'll better your life for you in any way I can. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
absolutely.
Her husband is a really good friend of ours, and he's been doing HVAC for 10 years now or something. And he's going to study the contractor's test just like you did.
Yeah.
And he's going to take the HVAC contractor's test. And once he passes, me, you, and Danny, which is our other business partner, agreed to put up the capital and our business knowledge
Yeah.
to be partners
Right.
with them.
Connections, experience, network.
Connections, experience, network, everything we did. He's going to have a lot easier than what we did, but he's going to have to do the work.
Right.
And he's going to turn around and be able to. And the reason why I agreed and I want to do this so bad for him is because we're gonna record it. through the
Yeah.
podcast.
Right. And
We're gonna
document it. Yeah.
and document it, and we're going to show that we're not just talking out of our butts here.
Right.
That anybody can do this if you listen to what we're saying and doing it.
Right. Well, and I think what you're onto, and you know, I go back to you because you're, you know, again, my best friend, dude, and you're a huge reason why a lot of the people around you are where they're at. And part of it is, you know, a huge part of it is because that person did what they were supposed to do. But a part of it too is because of how far you've came, and you know, during your growth and your success, you walk this path and you learn things along the way.
I made a lot of mistakes.
100%. So I think a lot of thing that holds people back from starting their own business is fear of making those mistakes, or fear of that they don't have good financial management. Good, you know, there's a lot of things that stop great people from being able to get to where we're at. There's people that I know that are employees that should be probably beyond me and you.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, here's the thing though, is your worst enemy is you.
100%.
But
But what we're trying to do is create more, you know, people like us, and encourage more people,
more people
like
to
us
do more, yeah.
to step over that line, to quit their job, to, you know what I'm saying? It's not just about the people that are around us, it's about the people we're trying to reach and connect with.
Yeah.
You know, and it's that it's possible for people all over the world, not just
There's
people in
no,
wrestling.
and I can say this right now in the world right now, there is no better opportunity than right now.
Absolutely.
People should be stepping in. Right
Right.
now is the greatest transfer of wealth I believe there's ever been.
Yeah.
And I think that people should be stepping in, and
Yeah.
people should be stepping in and going as hard as they can, right?
Yeah.
They should be getting up every morning, especially. And the reason why I talk about addicts so much and everything else, of course, I mean, I've struggled with addiction. I'm an addict, and I've you know, 16 years now, clean. But when you've gone through the fire already,
Yeah.
it's easier to go through the fires that are coming ahead of you,
Yeah.
right? So when you've already got the time clean, when you've already been through hell with addiction,
Yeah.
now you start walking through business. Now you start walking, like my story, I've been through hell as a child. I've been through hell with addiction. I've been through hell in prison. I've been through hell and being clean. I'm my worst enemy. Like I said, my head tells me, just like it tells you, I'm not good enough. I don't need to get out of bed this morning. I can lay in. I don't have to freaking take that phone call. You know, I want to spend time with my family. I want to love them. I want to do this. But I know deep down inside, the minute I say yes to one of those
Yeah.
is the minute I start walking backwards.
Right.
And I need to stay on. I need to stay hustling. I need to stay as hard as I can every chance I get, and I need to do it.
Yeah.
And that's when I start. And you see the same thing. I knew you see the same thing, and I smiled and laughed. And the guy on the phone that I was talking to, he's one of my operators, and he's in Ohio, and he was like, "What are you laughing about, man? It's a serious conversation right now."
Yeah.
And I'm laughing at little me walking around, my boy walking around doing the same exact thing I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Because he's staying on.
Yeah.
And we were 120 or 102 degrees walking in circles in a parking lot.
Yeah.
On the
Hot as
phone,
hell.
like doing laps,
Yeah.
sweating. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I knew you were staying on, and that's what you have to do, and that's
Yeah.
why you're going to be so successful. That's why you're breaking those chains.
Right.
That's why your family. I mean, look at how old you are, and you're building your dream home, dude.
Yeah. Right. Behind you.
Behind me.
Yeah, in the lot
Building
behind
your
you.
dream home. You know what I mean?
And I think that's something to note there. And I think it's funny because you and Mallory, I think it started off as a joke. You guys encouraged me to. Me and Katie were talking about that, and it was like I bet they might think twice next time they try to encourage somebody to do something, you know. Because I ended up buying the lot, and then I remember Mallory's face was like, "You what?" Like, he bought the lot behind us. Like, oh, okay. And then it was like, all right, cool, yeah, it's cool. And then no dirt moved or anything like that. And then now there's a house going up, and it's like, yeah, man, you guys encouraged me to do that. I wouldn't have done it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I literally wouldn't.
We were years ago when I built my
Yeah.
house there, where we had my house going on. We were years ago.
Yeah.
We were putting up a playground set
Yeah.
out back. Remember that?
Yeah.
for my daughter.
Remember if
And I seen a for sale sign on that lot, and I was like, I'm gonna buy that lot, dude. So nobody ever builds there.
yeah,
And I went and bought the lot,
and then sold it. Yeah.
and then sold the lot, and I made $70,000 off the lot. I bought it for 50. I sold it for 120.
With less than a year later, right?
Less than a year
Yeah,
later,
COVID
and I was like,
was
COVID
amazing.
kicked in,
Was amazing.
and I was like, man, I don't really need that. That's $70,000. I don't really need that view that bad.
Yeah,
You know what I
right,
mean?
yeah,
And
yeah.
sold it. The people that bought the lot ended up some stuff happened. He changed careers or changed jobs or whatever, and he ended up selling it for cheaper and losing it. And
Yeah.
you bought it.
Yeah.
And then you ended up building on it and blocking my damn view.
Right. Well, not yet. It's coming.
It's
It's coming. But like I was saying before, it
I
was
should have
like,
bought it back. That's
yeah,
what I was telling
yeah.
Valerie the other day. Man, this house is gonna be huge.
Yeah, well, I think, like I said, I think the moment you guys were like, maybe we shouldn't encourage that boy anymore because he's gonna do it, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
And
that's
then it was
awesome.
like, and then my pad's like all the way up,
4 feet higher
yeah,
than what it should
which
be.
I didn't purposely do. I promise, like Mallory, if you're watching
It's all
this, that it was not intentional. So
No. The
I've-
cool part about it is I wouldn't want another neighbor, man.
yeah,
And I tell everybody that all the time. They're like, oh, you should, you can afford
anywhere you want to
anywhere you want to go,
yeah.
whatever. And I tell everybody all the time, my best friend's gonna live next door to me. I buried my dog right here in this
Yeah.
backyard, and my kids got their handprints.
Well,
in
and
the
the
concrete.
beautiful thing is that is we can have those houses. We can do this all again.
Yeah,
It's like we if we want to do it on the side of a mountain, if we want to, because of how hard we work and just the good decisions that we make, like like this doesn't we don't have to limit ourselves.
And you put your handprints, you put yours and your kids' handprints in
Absolutely.
your concrete, right?
Yep, absolutely.
What does
Yeah.
that say? I mean, because when I think about it, right? What does that say? Because like, I moved with my parents, from
We used
place
to move every 3 months.
every
Yeah,
every 3 to
maybe
6
even-
months.
Yeah, 3 to 6 months. Yeah.
Every 3 to 6 months, and it was like we were ducking and dodging the last month because mom didn't, or you know what I mean, or we didn't pay the bills, or they were shutting off the electric, or something was happening,
Yeah.
and my kids get to put their hands in a piece of concrete that one of them will see when they're
Yeah, and
when their kids and
that
kids will
house
see.
will be there forever. It's
Right.
never gonna go anywhere, and
That's
and-
breaking this, right? We broke it, dude.
absolutely, and we're literally concreting it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it's like I literally, because I was my wife was putting together one of our, for each of our kids, she has this big chest
Mm-hmm.
of just memories. You know what
That's
I'm saying? Like keychains, first ponytail, whatever, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like just this whole box of like our daughters will be able to go through when they're married or when they're older. Like, because my wife's very, very sentimental when it comes to
Mhm.
that kind of stuff. And
Well, your wife didn't have the best childhood either. She moved
Exactly.
around, everything else. So I love what she's doing. I actually love your wife, even though I give her like
a ton of crap.
a
Yeah.
ton of stuff,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
She's actually the perfect woman for you, and
Great mother.
great
Beautiful mother. Yeah.
And I'm inspired by what she's done with her life. And one of these days, I'll have you guys both on here. One
Yeah.
of these days, we'll
We
We'll
could
talk a
do
lot.
that. Maybe you and Mallory and me and her, or that's a huge part of
yeah,
what we're trying to inspire people to do
Yeah.
too. Is love their wives and
Yeah.
cherish their families and encourage people to be good husbands and
even though.
Dude,
Our
it's
our
huge.
wives hate it when we get together though,
Yeah,
because
oh, yeah.
when we get
We go
together,
hard,
it's
you
like
know?
freaking
Yeah.
business.
talk crap,
Go hard, mess with them.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
the kids riled up.
Yeah, it gets.
But with you guys next door to us, man, I'll be able to just walk right next door, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's gonna be, dude. It's gonna be like a new beginning almost. It's honestly sometimes, excuse me, I get scared of how amazing the future is gonna be. Like it's like I said, if you know where I started, and 8 years seems like a long time, but I mean it's been like a blink.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, I feel like I have this whole entire lifetime ahead of me, and I sometimes get afraid of how, I don't know if afraid's the right word, but like I just know and I can feel how great life is today, and it just gets better and better. And I was actually one of my right hand dudes in my business now, Mike. I was talking to him this morning, and we are just work is just like pouring out of my ears, dude. Like I probably should be spraying foam right now, or
Yeah.
teaching somebody to spray foam because we have so much work. And I was telling him that this morning. I was like, Mike, I don't think you want. Then I gave everybody off Friday,
Yeah.
like because they deserve it, But I was like, Mike, I don't think you understand. Like, I don't even know what we're gonna do here in like the next 2 weeks. Like, I was like, and I'm trying to figure that out too. And he was like, it's because of God, bro. And
100%.
I was like, yeah, but you don't understand. What is he doing? And he was like, he was like, because I've seen how you run your business. And he was like, you always do the right thing. He was like, it doesn't matter how much money it costs you. It doesn't matter how much money you lose on that job. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He said, you always put the customer and your integrity first. He was like, you always follow through.
Yes.
And he was like, there you go. He was like, now look at what's happening.
We talked about that years and years ago
Yeah.
when you started the business.
Yeah.
Is how do you separate yourself from everybody else, and you keep your word, you keep your integrity.
It's huge.
You do the right thing even when nobody's looking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Because if you'll do it when nobody's looking, you'll do it when they're looking too, sooner or later.
Yeah.
You don't compromise your integrity.
Right.
Your integrity has to stand and has to speak for itself.
Yeah.
And
It's
I
your
say
reputation.
this, it's your reputation. I say this all the time. How are you living when nobody's looking?
Absolutely.
If you're living like you're a dirtbag when nobody's looking, and you just got a smile on your face and in front of everybody else, people will see it sooner or later.
Right.
And when they see it, they'll know.
Well, and it's not only that. It's just like, it all comes, and we've met those kinds of people over the years, bro. We've seen what happens to them. We've seen how God works, and I don't know. I'd be afraid to be a bad person.
Well, the two things, and I tell this to all businessmen, right? All businessmen, you guys got to listen to this right now. The only two things that should ever matter to you is the knowledge you have and your reputation.
Absolutely.
Your reputation is who you are as a businessman when it comes to business. If your reputation is
that guy's gonna burn that guy.
That guy's
gonna
burn this guy,
you.
or you're gonna do this, or you're gonna do that.
Yep.
If I lost everything today,
yeah,
I can start right back up by the knowledge I have. No one can ever take that from me.
And your reputation.
And my reputation.
Absolutely.
If I shake your hand, I'm not gonna burn you. I'm not gonna burn you even if I don't shake your hand. But if I, some of the and we talk about operating agreements and everything else in business and all this other stuff, especially that we're growing at the rate we're growing and the investments we're doing and all this other stuff. My operating agreements, I have an operating agreement with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like 2 pages.
Yeah, right.
It's not this big. It doesn't sit on the table.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like 2 pages, and it talks about.
It's just a formality.
It's a formality of like what
just
everybody's responsibilities are and what
happens
happens if I die, mine goes to my family. What happens if Brock dies? His goes to his. You know what I mean? It's not, and that's the way I believe business used to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, if I talk to older contractors, I have contractors that they don't even have an email. It's like, hey man, how much is it to do this job? They're like, oh, whatever, 10 grand. They're like, all right, cool, be here on the 2nd. It's like, hey, can I send something to you? Because that's the way we're designed to be now as the younger generation. Everything's got to be signed. Everything's got to be pre-leaned. Everything's got to be to the T. And they're like, what? Like, what's an email? Just text it to me. It's like,
text it to me. I'll agree on it. Yeah,
they got their flip phone. You know what I'm saying, with the big letters on it. Oh yeah, dude.
And those checks always show up though, right?
Dude, I mean, honestly, those are the best customers. And honestly, you don't even have to send them a price. They're just like, and that's where, with reputation and relationships and trust and all of the things that we develop over the years of running our business, they don't even, some contractors just text me an address because they're so busy, and they just say, go get the job done, send me a bill.
That's a great spot to be at. So before we close this out, man, what should we tell everybody about Brock before we get done, man? Like if you had to, if I had to say, I mean, I could say things about you all day. Uh, your story is uh, from nothing to where you're at today, and I respect that story so much because I've seen the fight. I seen it, dude. I was there, and I seen you make the goals. I remember remember years ago when I told you to put the goals on the window,
Yeah.
on the mirror, so you can look at them every day.
Yeah.
I seen your and you had to remake those goals because you got to them.
Yeah.
I seen
yeah.
the Brock.
I have it posted on my thing right now.
Yeah.
And I have 3 things, and my third one is to build my house or finish building my house.
Yeah.
And I made that like 3 months ago, and I'm gonna have to make a new one by the end of the year because it's amazing to come where we come from, set goals that seem unrealistic, and achieve them in like record time, and then you're just like, what am I gonna do next? And it's like, and it almost is. And I couldn't even imagine, being in your shoes. But it's like you got to set goals that are just like seem like they're from another planet now.
Here's the thing about goals for my life right now, and this is crazy too to even say it like that because I heard somebody say a long time ago is like the goals I set for myself now are so unrealistic that I have to freaking focus and try to get them done like this, right? Starting a podcast.
Right.
And I talked about this and we were in our life group. And I think it was like 6 months ago or something. And I was like, I just feel like I have something else to give and I want to help other people and I want to keep going forward. And I don't want to be that guy that's just chasing the money, or I want to be able to tell others about Jesus. And I want to be able, remember?
Yeah, send a message.
And send a message that anybody can do this.
Yes.
And I want to be able to help, right?
Right.
So what I did is I put this together, right? So I'm setting goals that are so unrealistic for me. I hate it, dude. I hate it. Sometimes when I'll share it with you, everybody too. Sometimes when we're done with this, I want to go in the bathroom and throw up.
Right.
I mean, I can't say I hate it. I'm trying to do something that's for the kingdom and better everything. But this is not me.
Right. And
you know
it
what I
takes
mean?
doing the uncomfortable to get to that next rung of the ladder.
100%.
And like you were the question you asked me, what would be one thing that, I guess, a message that I would want to send to maybe young entrepreneurs, or I guess I'm one of those guys, but I was thinking a lot about that, and I think the ability and your experience with communicating was exactly what we're here doing right now, is communicating and talking to each other and to hopefully millions of people. And I think if the better you get at that, you're one of the best communicators I know. Because
really,
absolutely,
I speak Sunny Slope still, guys.
you do, but you know what needs to be said and when it needs to be said, and you're not afraid to say it, and being leaders and being business owners and being at the front of the line, paving the way. Someone's got to do that. Someone's got to make those decisions. Somebody has to have uncomfortable conversations. You have to be able to communicate, and that's you got to communicate with God. You got to communicate with your wife. You got to communicate with your kids. Communication, and I had to have a hard conversation yesterday with a contractor, and there's so many things I don't want to do on a daily basis, and one of the hardest things for me is to let them down, to say I'm not going to be there tomorrow. We're not going to be able to keep you on schedule. And and communication, and I feel like that's why I've been so successful as a contractor is we call people and tell them, hey man, we're not going to be there. Or I know I told you this, but that's not going to happen.
Got pushed back.
Yeah. So
things happen.
And
most people in business understand that, though.
No, they don't.
They
a lot of contractors don't, and then that's like I'm telling you. If you ask any builder, like, hey man, what's the problem with that guy, or why did you stop using that guy? He would never call me. He wouldn't tell. He would just. I would go check on my job, and he wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? It's a huge communication in business is you got to communicate with your customers. You
Yeah.
got to communicate with the people that, in some way, the people in your vape shop business.
Mm-hmm.
Your whole shop is a communication tool. You know, they come in, they see what they want. It's all displayed. It's on
Mm-hmm.
display. And I think that's one thing that I would say, um, for today. I mean, that's heavy on my heart right now, is communication just all the way around with the people you love, your friends, your family, your wife, your children,
Mm-hmm.
God. Communication is huge, bro. Like
Yeah.
that is how I believe, for me, I'm gonna get to my whatever my next step looks like, is being a better communicator. That's sales
Yeah.
101.
Yeah.
Is
So that's I think I'll help you finish it off too, because this is what I see in Brock, and I'm not trying to toot his horn or anything else, but I see a God-fearing man. I see a awesome husband and awesome father, somebody that your kids and wife can look up to and are proud of. I see somebody that works a honest program of recovery where they don't let themselves go back to their old behaviors. And I see somebody that is a leader in their business that makes it to what it is today. Because without I mean, you can step out today. You built a business where you can step out today. I believe you can, and let your business run on its own. Hire a couple people to take what you're doing,
absolutely
and it'll run on its own. You have one of them type of businesses that's considered an asset business. But I believe that it wouldn't be where it was at without you,
right.
to this point. But you built it to where it is, to where it's now a asset.
Yes.
And I also see the last thing is one of the main reasons why I want to Brock on here. You guys will probably see him on a lot more and some interviews and other stuff with other people and everything else. But is the entrepreneurship in them. Some people have it, some people don't. That's okay. Some people want one business. Some people want to be able to do this, or just be able to focus on that. That's not me. I'm 100% entrepreneur where I like learning. It's a addiction
Challenge.
to me.
It's a
I'm
challenge.
obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I have to be obsessed with it. I want to know business. I want to know it to the T. I want to know top to bottom. I want to know P&Ls. I want to know operating agreements. I want to know how you're making your money, what sales you're doing, where you're at, how you're integrating AI. Are you SEO? And anything you can do to your business. How are you doing this?
Right. Well,
I
and
want to
and
know, and then I want to know how I can make it better.
right. Well, and that's in like you were saying before, you see where I'm at, and you've been a huge part of of helping me and mentoring me and be inspiring me to keep going every day, to tell me, hey man, quit being a bee, and man
Yeah.
up. And
Put the big girl
and
panties on
me
today, bro. Let's go. You
and
know
I
what I
think
mean?
part of me getting to the next level, to being able to get to the point of stepping out of my business like you've done for half a dozen of years, is going to be that mentorship from you. And that's exactly what you're trying to, I guess, sell here, right?
I'm
With
trying
the,
to just teach others. Yeah.
yeah, but but that's what you're trying to grow and create a culture and a business and a team to be able to help not just me and not just people in Prescott. And I've said this before, like people all around the country, maybe even the world. Who
Yeah.
knows how big the elite comeback could
The
be?
business is business, right?
Right.
Business is business. You can take what you learn here and use it anywhere in the world.
Absolutely.
Anything you're hearing us say here, or some of the stuff we're talking about,
Right.
or some of the little one-on-ones I'm going to start doing, everything else, you can take it, use it anywhere in the world. You can use it in any business. I
And you can
promise you
do
that.
it in any aspect of your life
Same
too.
aspect of your life. Same thing with God. I mean, it's one. The God is never changing. So the God we're talking about, you can use anything we're using. And God, same thing with family. Fathers need to be fathers. It's simple. Husbands need to be husbands, and they need to be able to be there for their wives.
Yeah.
And recovery, 12 steps, baby. You know what's up.
Yeah. It's the
They
way.
don't change. There might be one program or the other program, but I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care what program you're working as long as you're working a program.
Right.
But with that, all right, guys, we'll see you guys again. Drop some comments, some likes. Tell Brock he's got big feet, whatever in it. We appreciate everybody. We appreciate, we appreciate you guys even taking the time to watch this. So thank you guys.